Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I discuss few problems on mesh analysis. Problem 1. Use mesh analysis to find current flowing in 1 ohm resistor. Procedure to be followed in mesh analysis or step 1 to identify the number of meshes. Here you can see this is one mesh and this is another mesh. Let this be 1, let this be 2. So number of meshes equal to 2. Step 2. Assign mesh currents. I have assigned as 1 and 2. I have taken I1 and I2 in clockwise direction. If you want, you can take in anti-clock direction as well. Step 3. Develop KVL equation for each and every mesh. I'll apply KVL to loop 1 or mesh 1. Applying KVL to loop 1 or mesh 1. We can write here starting with 10 volts minus 10 plus 5 into I1 because only I1 current is flowing in this resistor. Next plus 3 I1 plus 4 into I1 minus I2 equal to 0. While applying KVL equation, you should always assume that the current flowing in that mesh is greater than the other currents. So we can write voltage drop across 4 ohm resistor as 4 into I1 minus I2. By rewriting this equation, we get 12I1 minus 4I2 equal to 0. Let this be equation number 1. Next, applying KVL to loop 2. Four into I2 minus I1 plus 3 into I2 plus 1 into I2 equal to 0. We can rewrite this equation as minus 4I1 plus 8I2 equal to 0. Let this be equation number 2. Step 4. To solve the KVL equations to find the mesh currents. Step 4. Solving equations 1 and 2. We get I1 equal to 1 amp, I2 equal to 0.5 amp. What is the question? We use mesh analysis to find current flowing in 1 ohm resistor. If you see here 1 ohm resistor, current I2 is flowing, which is equal to I2. Therefore, current flowing in 1 ohm resistor equal to 0.5 amp. This is the answer. Second problem, find all loop currents given in the circuit. We are supposed to find all the loop currents in the given circuit, and procedure is step 1. We are solving this problem by considering mesh analysis. So step 1 is identify the total number of meshes. Number of meshes equal to, let us identify. I would like to consider this as mesh 1, this as mesh 2, this as mesh 3. Corresponding currents, I am assuming I1, I2 and I3. Number of meshes equal to 3. Step 2. Assigning mesh currents. I1, I2 and I3 are assigned in clockwise direction. Step 3 is to write KVL equation for each and every mesh. Applying KVL to mesh 1 or loop 1, we can write Let us start writing with 7 volts minus 7 plus next 1 ohm voltage across 1 ohm 1 into I1 minus I2 plus next 2 ohm resistor voltage across 2 ohm resistor is 2 into I1 minus I3 next voltage source plus 6 equal to 0. By rewriting this equation 3I1 minus I2 minus 2I3 equal to 1. Let this be equation number 1. Next, applying KVL to mesh 2. Let us start with 1 ohm resistor. Voltage drop across 1 ohm resistor is I1 into I2 minus I1. Next 2 ohm resistor plus 2 into I2 plus 3 ohm resistor plus 3 into I2 minus I3 equal to 0. By rewriting this equation, minus I1 plus 6I2 minus 3I3 equal to 0. Let it be equation number 2. Next, applying KVL to mesh 3. Let us start with 6 volts, then 2 ohms, then 3 ohm, then 1 ohm. Minus 6 plus 2 into I3 minus I1 plus 3 into I3 minus I2 plus 1 into I3 equal to 0. Rewriting this equation, minus 2I1 minus 3I2 plus 6I3 equal to 6. Let it be equation 3. We are done with writing KVL to all the meshes available in the circuit. Step 4 is to solve the KVL equation to find mesh currents. Solving equations 1, 2 and 3, we will get I1 equal to 3 amp, I2 equal to 2 amp, I3 equal to 3 amperes. This is the answer. Next problem. Determine current I by mesh analysis. In the question, it has been given like this is I. You are supposed to find I. In mesh analysis, step 1 is to identify the number of meshes. Here you can see this is mesh 1, mesh 2 and mesh 3. Number of meshes equal to 3. Step 2. Assign mesh currents. I will assign this as I1, I2, I3. I1, I2, I3. Next step. Apply KVL equation to each and every mesh available in the circuit. Applying KVL to mesh 1. Let us start with 10 volts here. Minus 10. Next voltage drop across 6 ohm plus 6 into I1 plus voltage drop across 1 ohm plus 1 into I1 minus I2 equal to 0. I can rewrite this equation as 7I1 minus I2 equal to 10. Let this be equation number 1. Next, applying KVL to mesh 2. I'll start with 1 ohm, then writing voltage drop across 2 ohm, then with 3 ohm. 1 into I2 minus I3 plus 2 into I2 plus 3 into I2 minus I3 equal to 0. I can rewrite this equation as minus I1 plus 6I2 minus 3I3 equal to 0. Let this be equation number 2. Applying KVL to mesh 3. I'll start with writing voltage drop across 3 ohm, then 10 ohm, then 20 volts. 3 into I3 minus I2 plus 10 I3 plus 20 equal to 0. This equation can be rewritten as minus 3I2 plus 13I3 equal to minus 20. Next step. Step 4. Solving equations 1, 2 and 3 to obtain mesh currents. By solving equations 1 and 2, we can obtain I1 equal to 1.34 amp, I2 equal to minus 0.62 amperes, and I3 equal to minus 1.68 amperes. We are asked to find the current I flowing in the circuit. If you observe the circuit, here I is nothing but I3. So answer is, this is nothing but I. This is the answer. I equal to minus 1.68 amp. Minus indicates that current is flowing in reverse direction. That's all for this video. Thank you.